Hello, West Ham Network. It's Holly. I hope you're all well, and I'm here with your Hammers headlines for today, Wednesday, the 27th of November, run in association with KUMB.com. Now, today we have got a potential January signing that we're going to be talking about, plus a club agreement and a likely exit in the upcoming transfer window. So, without further ado, let's get into those headlines. So for your first story, West Ham are said to be in a race against Newcastle to gain the signature of 20-year-old Evan Ferguson from Brighton. So the striker is a really great young talent. He's currently under contract until 2029, but he's being reported to want to leave in January with the goal of getting regular first team minutes. So he's currently battling against Danny Welbeck, João Pedro, and Brighton summer signing Georgino Rutter for game time, and it's making it quite difficult for him. But it's quite possible that this could be a loan deal, and if he's one that could benefit us, or one that we could get a cheeky little option to buy in, it could be very, very interesting. Speaking of interesting, one of the interesting points to bring up about Ferguson is that while he is young, and typically that means you're less injury prone, his injury record is a little busy, maybe a little too busy for our liking. But in the 2023-24 season, he was out injured for 164 days and he missed a total of 17 games. He also missed another 5 games the season before that. Now, the biggest chunk of time that he's been out for has been due to ankle injuries. He's had 2 of those, but he's also had a knee injury that has caused him problems. So let us know your thoughts on signing him in the upcoming transfer window. Now, for your second story, Inside Football and ex-West Ham United employee have said that West Ham are close to completing an agreement with Swedish club Degerfors to partner the two clubs. Now, for anyone that isn't aware, this is not the first time that we've done this. It's essentially an agreement where we're supposed to send players over to these clubs to get them experience, and we kind of work together to improve players and provide opportunities for each other's clubs, basically. We're on good terms so that we always think of each other whenever we need a player from them or we want to send a player out on loan. And that's the idea behind it. With Andy Irving, we had a similar deal where we could send players out to Austria. Yet again, this isn't something that we've utilised. It's always, to be honest, a bit of a strange setup because sending players to a league that is so different to the Premier League doesn't necessarily set players up in the best stead to succeed in the Premier League. And because of that, I think we often don't bother with it. And you could argue that sending players to Championship or League One teams would have a similar effect with a lot less complexities in the deal. But that said, if we could actually utilise one of these partnerships that we do set up with a club in another country, this is one that could be beneficial. It gives minutes and it gives experience to players that would otherwise not get much game time for us, and it can also help to identify talent that we can use, and we can just work out how to get the most out of these fringe players. But like I said, I'm yet to be convinced on how these relationships can be worth the time. But I do think if you actually put time into it and built a system with another team there, it would be beneficial. But I think it requires a lot of time investment. For your final story, it looks as though we could. I just pressed on the wrong one, didn't I? I had that up the whole time. That was supposed to be the picture from the last one. And this right here is the final story. It looks as though it could be game over for Nicholas Fullkrug at West Ham, with him never actually really getting the chance to show us what he's capable of. So it's been reported that Tim Stuyton is prepared to sell Fullkrug. He has been out injured since early September. This is obviously not how the 31-year-old wanted his time in East London to go. But now Galatasaray are said to be keen to gain his signature, not in summer, but in January, so it could be sooner. The question that I have for you, would you be happy to see Fullkrug go in January before we've seen what he could do for us? Do you think it's just time to cut ties and say this was one that didn't work out? Let us know in that comment section down below. So there you have it. Those have been your Hammers headlines for today. Excuse me sounding like I have the absolute lurgy. I'm a little bit ill today. But that's all from me for now. Have an amazing day, whatever you're up to. Drop us a comment with your thoughts on today's headlines if you haven't already. Please give this video a thumbs up as well. And if you're new around here, hit that subscribe button. There is so much content. We've got some very exciting interviews coming up on the channel. You won't want to miss them. Thanks as always for watching, and until next time, have a great day. Come on, you Irons. Irons. Irons.